Hi guys, welcome to another video. I have no idea what Louis Vuitton are doing, but I am not that impressed. I really am not that impressed. There's a spring summer 26 show just come out. There's a couple of bags to talk about, and I'm going to talk about all of the new in releases at Louis Vuitton. Do I have any that I like? Let's find out. I love Louis Vuitton, and whenever it is the runway show, I always cannot wait to see what is coming out. This is the spring summer 26 ladies show, and I've just watched it. I'm not overly impressed. I'm just not. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I thought I'd run through some of the things on the runway, and then I'm going to also talk about the new releases in Louis Vuitton on their website, because we will get to it. So what did I think of the actual ready to wear on the runway show? Well, let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about the bags and some of the accessories, and then we're going to talk about the new releases that are actually out now. So the runway show, the ready to wear, there was a lot. What I noticed, obviously there's pastel colours because it's for spring summer 26. Pastels are never my favourite. There was a couple of baby blues that I thought looked really nice, but pastels generally are not for me. What I noticed was that there was a lot of ruffles and movement in the fabric. So there was a lot of like balloon shaped skirts, there was big balloon knitwear sleeves, and the knitwear that was coming up and sort of an off the shoulder, but with lots of material coming up to the neckline and above, and a lot of wide type structures. And yeah, there was also, I noticed this a lot as well, there was some that had the real structured, exaggerated collars that looked like they were separate pieces to the actual ready to wear. Not a fan. I did like this blazer jacket. This blazer was absolutely beautiful. If this was in black or in navy blue, it'd be beautiful. But I do like the structure of that. It had some movement to it, but it also had some shape to it, which I liked. There was a lot of knitted, like woolly scarves used as belts or used as bag straps, for example. There was a lot of knitted, very like boho type of bags, like crossbody, just knitted with an actual knitted bag. There was, as I say, quite a lot of scarves that were then used as belts. I also have noticed across the board, actually, on a lot of the runway, and also just in general over Instagram and YouTube, there's a lot of statement necklaces that are more sort of fixed collar, you know, just more either something that's got something on either side. Here's some examples of these, or just those, you know, just one of those collar type necklaces with more embellishment on. So they're obviously coming. Some of them are already out. Quite interesting. I quite like all of that. There was some scalloped edges. There was a little bit of pattern. Most of the ready to wear, no. What's going on with these with this footwear? These boots are like pixie boots. No, no. I don't get them. I can't see how that's going to translate to the real world, if you know what I mean. I don't know how much of this will go into production, but anyway, overall, ready to wear, not really my cup of tea, but that's okay. Most of the fashion shows aren't my cup of tea. There's often like one or two pieces that I like, because of course the fashion shows are always exaggerated and not many of these things actually translate into what goes into production. With regard to the bags, okay, we're still on the speedy train, aren't we? Or the keep all. The express bag, it looks like it's still around. There's a couple of speedies that I saw on the runway, but of course they had a little bit of embellishment around the bottom. So it was like, instead of being the side trunk where the hard-sided was at each side, this looked like it was at the bottom. Very interesting. Could be really good. There was also a couple of bags that I haven't seen before. This one looked like it could be like a soft Alma, sort of. It looked a bit like the Hermes Belide bag. Let me know, guys, if you've seen this style before, or is this new? There was also, that looks like a florally, pastel-y pattern to the leather. I assume it's leather, or is it fabric? Don't know. Not for me. On the side trunk again, no, not for me. There was a couple of more tan colour, whether these are Millesine leather, not sure. What else was there on the bags? There was a couple. Now, my friend Jo from Jojo Looks, she has the reverse monogram, and I've forgotten what it is called, but I will find a picture of it. And it is the reverse monogram, but it's sort of got like more of a solid base to it with the corners, and then it is a little bit more vertical. There's a couple of bags on the runway that looks like this, but slightly different. So not in the reverse monogram, they look like they're in leather, but I don't know what these are, but they look quite interesting. They could be like a big bucket bag, but a little bit easier to style because they're probably a little bit more narrow. I don't know, these look reasonably interesting, not entirely sure. There was a couple of bags that I saw early on the runway which looked like, were they called the drop kick? Generally in the men's range, I think, and it's one of those that, so it's the big like wash bag, but then it's got two zippers, so it's got a strap that pulls both zippers together and the whole flap opens at the top. It looks like there was a couple of bags like that they'd added a strap, so they were holding them sort of vertically. There were a couple of petite mals that looked really cool, like a metallic one. Other than that, yeah, not overly inspired, really not overly inspired. So let's go on to the new in. So these are ones that can be bought right now on the Louis Vuitton website. So let's start with the Grace Coddington range. Now this is a collaboration that's come out. Again, I'm just going to say I am not overly impressed with it. There's nothing massively new. It's reiterations of the same things, but I'm going to go through some of them with you, so bear with me on this. This one looks interesting. So this is the petite mal, but it has what looks like a fabric cover, I assume, that goes over the top of it to change the look of it. Don't really understand it, but the colour of this is beautiful. It's in a beautiful red, like deep red burgundy. It is £5,300, so expensive, so expensive. And then we have this bag, which is called the Carry It bag. It's £1,500 for, yeah, not a lot. It's just like a fabric tote bag. There's nothing particularly exciting about it. We could say the same about the Dior, the tote bag, the book tote, but yeah, this one looks even less sturdy and just, yeah, nothing about it at all. There's also the On The Go, again in like a beigey fabricy material, and yeah, I think obviously Grace Coddington loves her cats, and therefore there's a lot of cat and mouse theme, which isn't really for me, so I don't really get that. Sorry Gwen if you're watching this, but yeah, it's not something that I would particularly gravitate to. There is a new colour, so going on to the other new releases on Louis Vuitton's website, there is a new colour that's come out called Granate, and I'd mentioned this in a previous video, where this is a beautiful burgundy. It looks like the perfect burgundy, and particularly in the petite mal, not the petite mal, the Pochette Métis, it does look really beautiful, so that is really nice. There's a couple of new side trunks. There's the one in suede and the one in this beautiful, again, dark red leather. Looks beautiful, really nice. So if you are after a side trunk, there are quite a few beautiful ones out right now. There's also a bag called the All Around bag in the Mahina leather. Now I do like this leather. It is soft and beautiful. It's expensive. It's really expensive leather. But this is very nice. It is sort of a messenger style bag. It's got a magnetic closure, it's got the lock detail, it's got a pocket, a zippered pocket on the back. It's sort of like an Evelyn type of thing, but probably a bit more to it, to be fair. It's really nice. As I say, it's expensive. We also have some new Speedy Soft bags, which I really like, and don't get me going on the Murakami collection again, because I bought a Speedy Soft in the multicolour, in the black multicolour, in the size 30. It wasn't soft, it was rigid, and I didn't love it. It was boxy, I didn't love it. I did sell it, I don't miss it, I don't. But these are the actual soft ones that actually I think will squish down a little bit more. Now, I had my eye on this one. This is beautiful. So this is the Monogram Eclipse, which is like the grey black colour, which is usually in the men's range. but this has got black leather trim. Now, Minx for All, Minnie from Minx for All, she unboxed this recently, and I was so excited to see this, not in the flesh, but you know what I mean, a review of it on YouTube. And yeah, she was slightly disappointed, and I was slightly disappointed because it's got this black, like shiny, crinkly leather trim. Yeah, it wasn't my favourite. It does come with a chain detail, like a bag charm. It's nice, but yeah, I don't really like that shiny, crinkly leather. I think that's part of like the Vibe ranges, I think. Not sure, but also there's a Speedy Soft in the black epi leather. Again, really nice. Maybe a bit boring, a bit nothing much to it, but I do actually like these two. Then we have the all-in-one and I've said this before, this could be a really good bag. There's nothing groundbreaking about it, but it is like a leather Neverfull, but it's got a bit more about it because you can get the leather, like the Unpront leather Neverfulls, but I've never been that keen, and generally it's because I don't like the giant monogram, and that's why I've never really loved the On The Go in the leather either. I don't really like that, the giant monogram. However, this is, it feels like a sturdier bag maybe, but it has the, you know, you can sort of open it out a bit more. You can change the strap drop on it. I think these are really, if you're after a tote bag that is like an all leather, a really good work bag, this is a really good option. I really like this bag. Go have a look, go have a look. Anyway, I'm not overly impressed with anything at all. There's nothing on my wish list, which is so rare for me. What is my favourite of all of them? I think for me personally, probably the Speedy Soft, probably in the epi leather. I know it's just black and everything else, but that was what I was trying to get when I bought the Murakami one in the black multicolour. That bigger, darker, sort of like a black bag, but something about it, and the soft, squidgy, slouchy Speedy 30. And actually, the Murakami wasn't like that because it had a lot more structure to it. It didn't feel soft and slouchy, where this epi leather looks like it could be. Who knows? Epi leather is quite a hard leather, so maybe this is structured as well. Who knows? Anyway, I do think that is quite nice. And also, just to mention, I really like the granate colour. So that is the beautiful, perfect burgundy, or it looks it online anyway, that comes out. I think they've got a Neverfull in it. Again, it's the giant monogram. I don't like that, but I like the colour. The Pochette Matisse, I think there's a Speedy 20 in that colour. Is there Boulogne? Is it Boulogne bag? There's a couple of options anyway, if you do like that beautiful burgundy. Anyway, that's it. That is it. All the new releases, nothing on my wish list at all. Who knew? Who knew? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on another one.